I'm trying to pull into my wife's work right here, man.
How could you watch?
In today's video, we will cover some of the worst cases of abuse of power against young girls. Be warned, some of the following footage can be distressing. Vivian Augustus. At 3:44 p.m. on January 24, 18-year-old high school senior Vivian Augustus was pulled over by a South Whitley Police Department officer. Less than 2 minutes later, she was on the pavement and arrested. However, for some reason, the officer's body cam was not recording during the first part of the traffic stop and was only turned on after Augustus was on the ground. Thankfully, we can see how it went down from the security footage obtained at the gas station. Why did Officer Schimmel feel the need to violently throw a 100-pound teenage girl to the ground? According to Schimmel, she refused to comply with his orders, failed to identify herself, and was controversially driving a whopping 37 miles per hour in a 30 zone. But was this escalation really justified? Have a look for yourself and let us know what you think in the comments below.
Your other hand. They have to be like this.
For starters, as the officer is putting Vivian in handcuffs, you can see her ID and her license lying nearby on the asphalt, which the officer would later go on to pick up himself. This shows that she was going to present it to the officer. We can also see that the teenager isn't aggressive. In fact, she is handling this pretty well.
Roll over on your butt.
Please help me up.
Which knee's hurt?
No, I have a knee injury.
Okay, ready? We're gonna count to 3. 1, 2, 3, up. How old are you?
18.
Good job, you're going to jail.
Can you please grab my phone and my license for me?
Yep, take a seat.
And my keys?
Take a seat.
Schimmel picked up her student ID and driver's license.
According to Vivian's mother, her daughter was just nervous since this was the first time she was pulled over for anything. Even after getting the ID, Schimmel is not satisfied and has to assert his authority.
To pull this right here, where you don't want to comply, you don't want to give me your ID, and you think you're going to run the scene, you're now going to jail. Do you understand? I've got a body cam on. It'll show you not pulling your ID out. When I ask you to step out of the vehicle, you step out of the vehicle. You don't get to sit there and tell me how I'm going to do my job. Do you understand?
Officer Schimmel does go on about how important and how powerful he is, but he also lies when he tells Vivian he had his body cam on. He then proceeds to lie some more to a fellow officer.
Pull over for headlight speed. Okay. Cracks her window. Ask her to roll it down the rest of the way. Cracks it another ½ inch. Ask her to exit. She refuses to exit until I tell her why. Tell her about 4 or 5 times to exit the vehicle. You don't want to go down this route. Refuse to exit. So, pulled her ass out, put her in arm bar, slammed her to the ground, got her in custody.
How old is she?
She said she's 18.
Okay.
So she's going to go to jail. Of course, my body cam didn't turn on when I told it to.
While Officer Schimmel did not have his body cam on, the gas station footage contradicts his claim that Vivian did not roll her window down. It's right there. It wasn't just the young girl. The officer was brave enough to assert his dominance over an elderly citizen.
I'll plug up the whole damn parking lot.
Okay, well, the problem here, sir, is that she pulled in here. I didn't pull her in here, so get off my scene. Get off my scene.
Not long after, Vivian's father arrived at the scene. Look how the cop's demeanor changed, even though he was still manipulating the facts.
How's it going?
My car.
Yeah. Your daughter?
Yep. So I'll tell you, because I'm the one that pulled over. So I pulled her over for speed, 37 and a 30, and then the headlight. Cracks the window, ask her to roll the window down a little bit more. All the commotion and the rain, I can't hear her. Refuses to do that. Ask her to step out of the vehicle, she refuses to step out. Want to give me her ID, want to give me her registration. So she was assisted out of the vehicle, placed into custody, resisting arrest and failure to identify.
Okay.
Okay.
That's, I mean, honestly, I know she's 18. That's probably my bad because I've instructed her that you roll the window down like that much.
Absolutely. You don't have to roll it down all the way. As long as you can get the ID out, you know what I mean? Then we go down this route.
Yep.
So, I just wanted to let you know, are you dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad's a retired state trooper.
Okay.
So,
do you have somebody? Well, I already called a hook. I wish you would have got here a few minutes earlier. I would have just gave you the car, but.
Vivian Augustus was booked for resisting law enforcement and refusing to identify herself. Her trial was set for October. But despite the officer's heinous actions, the South Whitley Police Department and the town council appeared to refuse any further action against the officer.
This release, posted on their Facebook, says, in part, Officer Brian Schimmel's interaction with Augustus was, quote, flawed but not worthy of dismissal, end quote. I asked Watterson how he came to that conclusion.
I was advised that there was no illegal activity. It's hard to terminate someone if there's no illegal activity.
Even after the video came out, the South Whitley Police Department defended the officer's actions in a Facebook post. However, the citizens were furious and bombarded the post with comments. The Facebook pages for the police department and town council were taken offline after the citizens held them accountable. A review of the arrest was announced and proper action was initiated against Brian Schimmel.
Due to continued safety concerns for Officer Schimmel, town employees, and our citizens, we have begun the process of termination.
The officer was later terminated, while Whitley County Prosecutor D.J. Sigler dismissed pending charges against Vivian because, quote, legitimate community concerns about the Augustus arrest and officer conduct before, during, and after the traffic stop diminished the state's ability to successfully prosecute the case to conviction. If you thought bullying of this young teen was disgusting, wait till you see the treatment of a young mother in a Nevada family court. Monica Contreras. Monica Contreras went to a Clark County family court with her 2-year-old in a divorce case. It was for a temporary restraining order. However, the husband never showed up. The order was denied, and that was seemingly the end of it.
So I'm just going to close the case out and dissolve the order.
All right, thank you.
But before Contreras could leave, Marshal Ron Fox asked her for a search to make sure she did not have drugs on her. Soon she is back in the court, but with a bombshell revelation.
What are you allegating that my officer did?
He asked me, he said, listen, I'm supposed to have a female with me and have her check your bra for me, but I just want to get you out of here. He said, so can I just have you pull up your shirt and show me that there's no drugs in there? I was just offended.
Marshal Ron Fox had conducted a body search where she told Contreras to lift her shirt and touched her inappropriately multiple times, all in the absence of a female officer. An accusation that should have put the on-duty marshal on the defensive. However, he proceeds to say something outrageous.
This is store stance, handcuff her.
Why
Bring
would I
her
be
in.
handcuffed? Why would I be arrested? Can you please tell me?
Turn around, put your hands behind your
Can you
back.
please tell me?
Turn around, put your hands behind your back. Because of false allegations made against a police officer.
Instead of being held accountable, the marshal tells his colleague to put the already distressed victim in handcuffs. His bogus charge, false allegation against a police officer. But wait, no one investigated Contreras' complaint. Seems like the marshal exonerated himself, and his first response was to arrest the accuser. Contreras, who was already in court for a restraining order and fearful of a custody battle, is understandably distraught and goes on the defensive.
Okay, that was false.
You're saying it. Not turn around.
What did I do to anyone? Leave me alone, please. Please, stop.
Tell the truth.
You can watch the video. I just kind of covered myself. I'm just trying to stay out of trouble, sir. I never did anything to anyone. I'm a law-abiding citizen. How did you do this to me?
What's unfolding in this courtroom is utterly ridiculous, but there are three perpetrators. Marshal Fox is obviously coming down on an innocent woman with a vengeance for being called out. But what about the judge, who, instead of helping the victim, literally turns her back to her? And even called for someone to do something about the baby.
Can we do something with the little...
I arrested them.
The nightmare continued for Contreras as the marshals continued to harass and bully her. The scared young mother in an empty courtroom caved in, quite clearly helpless and under threat.
Ma'am, we are on record, right?
Yeah. I don't want to press charges. I don't want to sue anyone. I just want it to end.
But even offering to take her words back doesn't satisfy the bullies in uniform.
Jimmy, I got court. I have stuff to do this, so arrest her. I take the kid. We're done.
Why would you do that to me, sir?
Because you're making false allegations.
I'm not making false allegations.
You just told me you were arrested once before for false allegations.
I don't want to deal with this, please. I just want to end it. Okay, it was all lies. It was all lies. It was all lies. It was all lies. Let me go, please. Let me go.
Still in shock, Contreras wants to end it, but Ron Fox, with no one to check him, wants her to put it all on the record.
I just want to go home, please. I just want to go home, please.
Contreras seemed to oblige, but in the last moment, she mustered up the courage to say her truth once more, even if it meant going to jail.
That's what happened.
Right
you
the microphone.
You put me in the room and you asked me to lift up my shirt without a witness.
Okay,
You asked me to lift up my shirt without a witness.
As the deputies cuff Contreras, the judge, Patricia Doninger, continues to evade the situation. Allowing the deputies to threaten, bully, harass, and eventually arrest the innocent woman. She just won't listen to her pleas.
Did you do this to me? How could you watch? How could you watch?
Hey.
You asked me to pull up my shirt. Leave me alone. I don't want to go to jail. He said, can you please pull up your shirt without a witness?
And neither would the deputies even after a heart-wrenching plea from the little one.
Come over.
A pleading, helpless Contreras was taken to jail.
He said, can you please pull up your shirt without a witness? And I said, I don't think that's a good idea.
She was arrested on misdemeanor charges of providing false information to a police officer and disturbing the peace. Thankfully, Contreras did not back down. She filed a federal lawsuit alleging family court officials violated her civil rights. Ron Fox was fired after an internal investigation, but as the assault video blew up, everyone involved was let go, including the heartless Patricia Doninger. Clark County Board of Examiners awarded a $200,000 payment to Monica Contreras to settle two separate lawsuits against the court. The case revealed much larger problems at the family court, and an investigation revealed a series of assaults and cover-ups involving the family court marshals. What happened to Monica Contreras that day was a disgrace. But similarly disgraceful conduct was witnessed in Sacramento when a violent traffic stop by a gang unit targeted a teenage girl and her innocent father. Jennifer Kretschmann. On September 6, 2023, a Sacramento School District social worker, Jennifer Kretschmann, received a distressed call from her 17-year-old daughter. On her way back from school, a black SUV with tinted windows started following her and her stepfather, Jacob Palkovich. Were they law enforcement or target killers, she did not know. Indeed, what unfolded next looked more like a violent carjacking than a lawful traffic stop.
wife's work right here, man. Hey, officer,
Get out of the
trying
car.
to pull it to, I got the car and drive.
Get out of the car.
I got the
Put it
car
in
and drive. I got
Get out of the
yes,
car.
sir. I'm coming down. What did I do, man? I'm just trying to clean my wife's
Put your hand behind your back.
What did I do? I just wanted to get to my wife's work.
Well, that was stupid.
What the
Stupid.
Dude, I'm not. I know that.
That was fucking dumb.
I can't breathe.
All right, he's good.
I can't
Turn around. Turn around. Stand up. Turn around and stand up.
These officers, with their guns drawn, are part of Sacramento Sheriff's Gang Suppression Unit, but failed to announce it before violently pulling Jacob Palkovich out of the car. But they didn't stop there. Despite announcing to them that she's a minor, the policeman decided to manhandle the teen.
Dude, she's 17! What the you guys doing to my daughter?
Is this your wife or your
She's 17 years old, man!
Now you're going to jail.
She's 17 years old, man! Why would you do that to a 17-year-old?
It was at this moment that a distraught Jennifer Kretschmann arrived at the scene, but she was met with the same aggressive attitude.
Hey! You better get your fucking hands off my daughter!
Stay right there.
If you ever
You're
touch
going to go
my
into
daughter
handcuffs
again...
too. You're going to go into handcuffs too if you do
Name and
not
badge
back up.
holder.
Davis 167, please back up. Please back up.
That is my daughter. Don't touch...
Please back up or you're going to go into cuffs too.
The officers then proceeded to search, even ransacking the car.
I'll get under that dash on that side real good because you could see that she was moving around, making those furtive movements under her.
But what was going on here? Well, the police report said that the car continued to evade them for 1.1 miles, but was going very slow with the indicators turned on. So obviously, Palkovich was not trying to run anywhere. Even though I would argue that an unmarked car with tinted windows is following you, you have every right to evade. Turns out the cops were looking for drugs. Did they find any? See for yourself.
Is there a female coming so we can search her?
They got a bunch of burnt foil and then white powder falling out.
Where?
Right here. Just fell out of here.
That was what was shoved between the seat. Looks like Fetty.
Is it?
Or Coke.
Probably.
Looks like Fenty or Coke. And what was it really?
Oh yeah, it's wrapped up in one of these pieces of paper. Looks like Xanax.
All of this chaos for Xanax was never shown in the footage. Defeated, the cops had to contend with a resisting arrest charge, which was later dismissed. But here's the verdict on the so-called specialized units from the Police Accountability Report.
And t-shirts running around randomly pulling people over pointing guns are not law enforcement. They're not enforcing the law, they are lawless. And this is the problem with specialized units. They inherently, aesthetically, are lawless, and they do things that endanger people. They don't help us with public safety, and I've covered so many of them, I can't even count. It is a bad way to police, it is destructive for the community, and it needs to end.
It's unbelievable how easily these cops violated an innocent young girl and her father's civil rights. But it somehow keeps happening, like this next case. C.D. Cordova. On October 22, 2022, C.D. Cordova and her husband were out getting breakfast for their kids when L.A. County deputies forced their way into her home. They were responding to a call for disturbance, but somehow ended up at the wrong house. In the Blink security cam footage, cops are seen arguing with C.D.'s 19-year-old daughter as the mom continues to try and get their attention through the security system.
Hello? Is anybody listening to me? Hello? 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 I'm calling your watch Hello? Hello? Your officer, you know I'm talking to the speaker. You need to look up.
Eventually, things get heated. The 19-year-old even points to the camera where C.D. is telling them to leave, since no adult is overseeing the situation. However, the cops choose to escalate instead. In another clip, the cops have forced the girl outside where they appear to use excess force.
And you're holding me so tight. I know you're pissed off at me, but you're being a
At this point, the 14-year-old brother enters the picture, trying to record the altercation. However, a deputy seems to hack the phone away from his hand and puts him in handcuffs as well. Cops can be seen here using unreasonable force on a couple of teens. If that wasn't bad enough, look at what they did to the distraught parents when they reached home to help the kids.
Yes.
Right. Do me a favor, I need your driver's license.
No, sir.
No, yes, you do.
No, sir.
I'm
talking to my lawyer. I'm at a stop.
No.
I'm at a complete stop.
Nope. You actually step.
I need to speak with your watch commander right now.
Watch commander?
Yep.
All right, you're actually going to step out of the vehicle now.
Yeah. Don't put your hands on me, sir.
Nope,
Don't put your hands on me.
You're being detained.
Babe, record this.
You don't pull away from me. You understand?
Look what they're doing to me.
You don't pull away from me.
Look what they're doing to me.
The family now awaits verdict over a lawsuit they have brought against the Los Angeles County and the deputies in a California Central District Court. These cases indicate that abuse of power is a harsh reality of our criminal justice system, a system that needs reform. Let us know your thoughts on this video and subscribe to Deadly Details for more.